Let's have another garden update, shall we? Now, if you remember, this is a garden where a swimming pool used to be, so, in my opinion, a much more productive use of ground. Here in this bed, we've got 4 tomatoes, and they're all doing nicely. This one's doing great. This is a cherry tomato. You can see it's got some tomatoes setting on the vine there. They're waiting to turn color. This should be a nice deep purple. This one back here, the Brandywine tomato, is doing all right. It should have some really big, beefy tomatoes. It could be up to a pound. This one, what I call the Juno tomato, I'm not actually sure of its technical name. The plant itself is not as full as the others, but it is my favorite variety, and it's got some good established roots, so it should grow nicely. And this big rainbow is going to be bright orange tomatoes. I really, really love those. We've got some basil plants in between the tomatoes. You see one there and one back in the corner. They're doing all right. And then little bits of what will eventually become marigold flowers sprouting up in between. Over here, we've got some eggplant. Now these 3 in the back of the bed I planted more recently, so they've only had a little time to grow. But the 2 that were older, they're more established, and you can even see this one has this nice, pretty purple flower that will turn into an eggplant, a long, skinny Asian eggplant. And then we have these green bean plants back here that are growing in nicely. They look healthy, and soon I'm going to start, as they get taller, I'll start training them to grow up these poles. Back here we have our zucchinis. We have lots of yellow squash plants that have blossoms coming in, and you can see the very first actual squash growing right there. More to come. And then in the back, starting to climb up the trellis, we have our honeydew melon plants. Lots of little flowers, but no budding melons quite yet, but they're healthy, so that's nice. In the back here, we've got some little red and green lettuce heads that are growing in, and a couple of more seedlings that are popping out of the ground. These are going to be, I believe, carrots that are coming in all right. Our Thai pepper plant is growing nicely, and you can see a lot of little places where flowers and peppers are going to come out. Then we've got a couple varieties of cucumber. These back here are growing nicely, and these that I started as seeds are just starting to come in, so there are a couple of different varieties of cucumber. In the center bed, we've got more tomatoes and different kinds of basil and some seedlings for flowers, marigolds, I believe. So this tomato is a little scraggly. We'll see what happens with him, but these other guys are coming in nice and full, so that's good. Back here in the strawberry bed, I picked a few strawberries earlier today, and they were delicious. And I think I'm going to plant some more strawberries this weekend, because who doesn't need more strawberries? Oh, you can see a couple of them coming in right here nicely. Give those another day or 2 on the vine, and they'll be perfect. Back here, we've got our sweet pepper plants, which are growing somewhat slowly, but they're healthy, so we'll just keep tabs on them. This guy's got to have some peppers on him soon. You can see from the flowers. Back here, we've got some beet seedlings coming in. We have some bok choy that is growing slowly and getting nibbled at by critters of some sort. Dill, which is coming in, little bits and pieces of dill. If we turn around, we've got more tomatoes. Another big rainbow plant that's growing nicely. I'm really excited for what he's going to produce. A third type of basil, and then we've got another type of tomato, the black crim. It's going to be like big, fat, purple tomatoes. We've got our cilantro, which is starting to bolt, so I've got to use it up pretty quickly. And then we've got all sorts of things back here coming out of the ground, a little bit of spinach, a little bit of chard, a little bit of beets, and that's about it. So that's what's happening in the garden. Beautiful evening to just take it all in.